So it's April 23rd, I believe, and I'm driving using hands-free and my headset, so I'm legal. But I've had some people ask me about, how do I get to literally do what I want whenever I want. And it was because I was able to see something that I was addicted to and then give up that addiction. And this video is really meant not really to necessarily tell you the truth about something. It's more a video that hopefully will have you consider something. And that is that you're addicted as well. Now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about your addiction to what you know. And I think a more accurate way to say it is your addiction to what you think you know. Because when you know something, you pretty much stop looking or exploring in that particular area of knowledge because you think you actually know it. And I was able to actually see for myself that the things that I thought I knew that were in fact not necessarily accurate, that were really inhibiting, or not inhibiting, but kind of hindering what I wanted in life. So I'll kind of use two different areas of my life as an example. One of them is the gold industry and, making a living doing what I love, which is gold mining, gold prospecting, playing with gold nuggets, things like that. Back in 1999, I was working from home and I was doing really well. And I knew, in fact, I had proof for it and evidence for it. I knew that if you worked hard and you did things that no one else wanted to do, and you did it better than everyone else, you could be successful. And so I was doing blueprints for a living, and I was doing the type of work that no one else wanted to do, which was primarily stair and handrail design. And I was doing it faster, cheaper, and better than everyone else. So I was successful. The problem is I was working 60 or 70 hours a week, 80 hours a week. And I was sitting behind a desk dreaming about gold dredging and dreaming about metal detecting and, what I really wanted to do. And not only that, but I was gaining a lot of weight. And so that is actually the second area of life that I knew something. Well, what did I know about my weight? Well, one, that, Russian heritage, and that I know that people with a Russian heritage have a slow metabolism. And I was getting older. I was, in my 40s. And so when you're in your 40s, your metabolism slows down. And I thought I knew that I needed to be eating less than 45 grams of carbohydrates a day and eating protein. And so I, did the protein powered diet and tried a couple of other things, and I tried HCG, and because I knew, and I did the research, and I knew those things would work. Well, they did, but they were very limiting and very non-sustainable. And so when I did the Landmark Forum 12 years ago, one of the things that I saw and one of the things that I discovered, and I didn't know I was gonna discover this, and I didn't actually go there for that, is that the things that I knew were actually keeping me pretty firmly in place where I was. And I knew I was going to be successful if I worked hard enough. Like, I had no doubt in my mind that, I would never really want for things. I would be okay. I would get by and, make good money, and I always had a job if I wanted it. Like, I knew all those things. However, I wasn't living my dream life, I guess I could say. And in the Landmark Forum, I got to see where I was stuck. And one of the things that, you kind of see in the Landmark Forum is that knowing is the booby prize. So, since that time, and just kind of ongoingly looking at where I think I know something and then just giving up that I know anything, I get to then start to explore, the gold prospecting industry or the gold industry, or, my weight, or just any area of life really, about where I know things and where that has me stuck. So, you know, obviously I get to prospect and mine for gold every day. I get to play with gold nuggets every day. I couldn't imagine, you know, 20 years ago that this would be the life that I had. I was pretty firmly set in place with, you know, making a good living doing blueprints for a living. I knew I was going to be in Spokane forever, and, you know, next thing I know is here I am, been living in California for 2 years. Go figure. And then, you know, my weight, like a year and a half ago, actually it was the day the Gonzaga Bulldogs made it to the finals of the NCAA. That day, I saw Cody Lord's picture on Facebook, and I couldn't believe the before and after pictures. And so thank you, Cody. But Cody said to me, he says, trust me. He said, it works. And that was all it took for me, is I gave up whatever I thought I knew, and I looked into Avatar Nutrition. And I really want to thank Katie and Mark for developing this program that has us be able to go beyond what we thought we knew in the past. In fact, I see hundreds and hundreds of people in the Facebook group talking about all the things that they didn't know, like you could eat cookies and pizza and hamburgers and all of this crazy ass food that you would normally think would be like taboo on a diet. Well, this is not really a diet. It's a way of having your metabolism work at its most effective and most efficient levels. You know, I thought I knew what metabolism meant. I thought I had a slow metabolism. And when I looked up the definition of metabolism, I was pretty shocked. The definition of metabolism is the chemical processes required to sustain life. So everyone has a life, and it doesn't matter your physical activity level, it doesn't matter your level of activity, but there are the chemical processes that are required to sustain whatever activity level you currently are exhibiting. So Katie and Mark were able to break down the chemical processes to the three major chemicals that our body uses, which are protein, carbohydrates, and fat. And using their very well-designed app and their online coaching, there's been just so many thousands of people that have been able to eat food that they never thought they could and lose weight. And I'm living proof of it. I'm now be 56 years old this year, and I weigh less than I did in high school. And I'm eating food that, like, there's no suffering, which is something that I knew you had to do. You had to be really strict on your diet and really religious on your diet. And it's like, no, man, just get kind of close to your target macros most of the time over a long period of time, and you're going to lose weight. So anyways, I gave up what I knew. I don't know if anything what I made sense, or anything that I just said makes sense. I hope it does. I hope you can look at your own life and start to see for yourself. There are areas of life where you know something. In fact, you might have a lot of knowledge and a lot of expertise and a lot of evidence about that particular area of life, but maybe it's still not going the way you want it to go, or maybe you haven't achieved what you wanted in that particular area of life. And I just invite you to look, where are you firmly in place, or you've actually stopped discovering for yourself what's possible in that particular area because you know something. Anyways, I'm going to do another video maybe later this week regarding, it's kind of going to enhance on this video. So if this video made a difference for you, you know, make some comments below. Ask some questions if you want. You know, I was a leader of landmark programs for quite a while, and I can address a lot of maybe the questions you have about knowing. And hey, we'll see you on the next video.